There she is. Never mind.
I was talking. I guess I'd hit mute again in the middle of that. Sorry.
I saw your mouth moving, so
That's dangerous with lawyers.
It's probably best I was muted. Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Shay Grant is my permanency specialist. We're present ready.
Bailey Sapien on behalf of respondent mother. My client is present and we're ready.
Thank you.
Jeff Hill on behalf of Lorenzo Enriquez. He's here. We're ready.
Thank you.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Jimena.
Thank you very much. Mr. Trout.
Yes, Your Honor. Shay Grant will be my witness today, Your Honor. Have you been able to meet with parents?
Yes.
And are parents at this time, they've been cooperative?
Yes, they have.
You have drafted and filed family plans of service?
Yes,
Have you been able to go over it with both parents?
I have.
And did both parents sign the family plans of service?
They did.
Okay. Have parents started setting up services yet?
Yes, they've actually started parenting classes and individual counseling.
So they are on the ball and cooperating at this time.
Yes, doing well so far.
Visitation's been set up.
Yes.
Are there any issues that you need to address with the court today?
No, sir.
Are you asking the court today to continue the temporary managing conservatorship
Yes.
and to make the family plans of service a court order today?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Hill. Any questions?
No, ma'am. No questions.
Is the Sapien? Any questions?
Yes, Judge, just a couple. Miss Grant, right now the parents are getting 2 hours a week. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how old is the child?
She's almost 3 months. In a few days, she'll be 3 months.
Okay. And is the 2 hours, what is that based on? Who decides that they get 2 hours?
So when we have our babies, usually a year or younger, they start out at 2 hours. So that's why they're at 2.
Is there a way to increase the time or how often the parents are seeing the child to facilitate bonding more than once a week?
It just depends on the person that's supervising the visit, if they're able to do it more than once or if they can add in an extra hour. We just have to try to coordinate it.
In this case, who is the supervisor for these visits?
It's a family support worker. Her name is Haley Gonzalez in Lubbock.
Okay. And so if Miss Gonzalez was able to have more or supervise more often, would that be an option for this family?
Yeah, I think so. They're doing good. They attend all their visits and they're going well. So
Is that something that you could talk to Miss Gonzalez about?
yes, I can.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Zavala, any questions?
Ms. Grant, is there a home study pending or requested for any relatives?
We did do a home study on paternal aunt and uncle here in Amarillo. We do have it back. And it looks good so far. The only thing that's preventing us from approving and moving forward is that the parents still live in that home. And so we're waiting. They're working on getting their own place. And so once they move out, we'll be able to move forward.
Okay, thank you.
That's great news. So when that happens, then visitation could be much more, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Any other witnesses? Mr. Trout.
I have no other witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Hill, any witnesses?
No, ma'am. I would just ask, well, I say no. I guess the answer is yes. I would just ask Mr. Enriquez. I tried to reach out to him yesterday, later in the day, and didn't get him. Mr. Enriquez, do you have any questions or issues you'd like to bring to the court's attention?
No, sir. Just sometimes, sometimes I don't get calls in, so it's kind of weird. So I'm sorry if you did call me and I didn't pick up.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. No worries.
There's
Thank you. I'll pass
no,
the witness. Oh, go
Thank
ahead.
you.
I didn't mean to cut you off. If you have more to say, go ahead.
oh no, that was it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Hill, and of course, I'm just sitting in, but I did not see where paternity had been established either by testimony or an AOP or anything. Did I miss that?
I have not looked, Judge. I don't know. I'll discuss that with my client and have an answer at the next hearing.
So do you have an answer to that, Mr. Trout? If there's an AOP out there?
I am looking real quick, Your Honor. And I don't believe I have seen one.
Okay.
No, ma'am, I don't have an answer on that one yet, Your Honor.
Okay, well, this is the place to talk about it, status hearing. So somebody needs to get him adjudicated between now and the next hearing, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Does anybody have any other questions for the father?
No questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. And then Ms. Sapien, do you have any witnesses?
I do not, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Zavala,
No witnesses, Your Honor.
have you had a chance to meet the aunt and uncle in Amarillo yet?
I have not, but I'll be setting up an appointment to do that.
Thank you very much. All right. Does anybody else have anything today on this status hearing?
No, ma'am.
Well, let me commend the parents. It looks like you are on point and working on your services, and hopefully we can get the child back to Amarillo so you can start your bonding process with a child that young. It's extremely important. What the court will do today is take the signed plans that you have signed, signed, and make those an order of the court. I want you to understand that those are the rules of the game, basically, that you've agreed to today. So please know that that's going to be your roadmap. And I'm required by law to tell you that if you don't follow that service plan, that your rights to this child could be restricted or terminated. So please take it very seriously. Please talk to your attorneys. Mr. Enriquez, your attorney is going to be talking to you about establishing legal paternity of this child, and he'll be visiting with you about that. So you'll need to get in touch with him as soon as you can, please, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else before the court today?
No, Your
I
Honor.
had a question for Shay.
Sure.
I was wondering if I was allowed to go to work with Sandra and able to get still hands-on with my baby.
Yeah, when she's placed with the aunt, and she'll be able to supervise. So I think
I'm able to go to work with her to see my baby.
Y'all will establish those rules when she comes to town, and the worker will get with you about that. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But please know that whatever those rules that are established, you need to follow. So don't just show up at the house whenever you want to. You got to have to follow the rules. You don't want this to disrupt the placement with your aunt and uncle. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. The next hearing in this matter is the initial permanency hearing. That is halfway through this case. So hopefully you'll have lots and lots of things done. That is set for April the 1st in this court at 9 a.m. There not being anything else today, then we'll go off the record. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be
Thank you.
excused?
Yes, thank you. For both cases, please.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Angela Tidwell is my permanency specialist. We're present ready.
Thank you.
Vince Nowak on behalf of Tweet. No, I am present, Judge. I haven't had any contact with my client, and if I forget to ask someone, Daniel, from your side of the bar, please give me all the contact information you all have. That's a long announcement, Judge. Thanks for letting me make it.
You're welcome.
Tracy Riley, appearing for the father of Lucas and Guadalupe De Leon, and he is present, and we are ready, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of all three children.
Thank you. And in the 5-3 case, it's my understanding there's an alleged father that's not been located. Is that still correct, Mr. Trout?
Yes, ma'am, that's still correct.
Okay. Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Angela Tidwell will be my witness today.
Ms. Tidwell, if I can get you to raise your right hand,
And
please.
have you been able to have contact with the parents?
Just with Mr. De Leon.
Okay. And have you generated family plans of service?
Yes.
Have you been able to go over them with Mr. De Leon?
Yes.
Okay, and had he signed them?
Yes.
And the family plans for all parents have been filed, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Has Mr. De Leon, has he been compliant and is he starting to work services?
He has been compliant. Yes.
Okay. Are y'all working on getting services in your referral set up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you had any conversation, or has he mentioned wanting any paternity testing on Lucas?
No.
Okay. Are you asking the court today to continue the temporary managing conservatorship and for parents to work family plans and for the family plans of service to be made in order of the court?
Yes.
How are the children doing?
The children are doing great in placement. They're succeeding in school. They're happy. I just had a visit with them on November the 13th, and they are doing well in their current placement.
Is Mr. De Leon having his visits?
Yes, sir.
And those are going well?
Yes, sir.
Mother was ordered to have a clean UA before visit. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Has she tested for you yet?
No, sir.
When was your last contact with mother?
I've not had any contact with Twee.
Okay. Do you have multiple phone numbers and email addresses?
I have phone numbers. Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you attempt to send the link to mother for this case?
I did not.
Okay. But the numbers that you have not been able to get in touch with her?
No.
Do you have a current address for her?
It's a motel. Yes.
Okay. Have you gone by the motel? Have you tried to find her there?
Yes, sir. Twice.
And no luck with that?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you know any family members or anybody that would know her whereabouts or how to get in touch with her?
I've also reached out to her sister, Tracy, and left messages with no response.
Okay. Have you spoken to Mr. De Leon? Does he know how to get up with her?
He's the one that's given me her location, and I've had no luck.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Nowak.
Thank you so much, Judge. Good to see Ms. Tidwell. I just put my email address in the chat. I don't know if you can see that. Would you do me a huge favor, and when we're done with this hearing, every phone number, every potential address, every potential email address on Twee New, if you would send that to me, I sure would appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Ms. Tidwell. Judge, that's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Riley.
Yes, Judge, just briefly. Where is Lucas currently placed?
He's in Lubbock.
Okay, and are there plans to move Lucas at this point in time?
A home study underway at the moment.
Okay, and that home study is for Guadalupe's parents, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, and so that is still underway, and at some point in time, do you have a date as to when you anticipate that being done?
I do not have a date. No, ma'am.
Okay, what's left to be done?
Just actually the home study came in and it is under review by my supervisor. And if there are any questions you have in regards to the home study, please feel free to call on Michaela Kirksey.
Okay, but so the home study is done, right? So we're not waiting on anything.
The home study came in, it's under review.
Right, okay. And so that obviously kinship foster care would be a priority, right, if possible?
Yes.
And so how soon do you anticipate having a decision as to whether or not Lucas can be returned to or go to his grandmother?
Again, that is up to my supervisor. So I cannot answer that question. You would have to call on Michaela Kirksey to give that answer.
Is she not on here today?
She is.
Okay, well, you can call her in a minute, Miss Riley.
Okay. And then Mr. De Leon, is it fair to say that he's attempted to start services in December?
Only thing he has done for me is given me a clean urinalysis.
Okay. Has he told you though that he's contacted the parenting coordinator to try to get services started, like the OSAR and parenting classes, et cetera, started now?
What he told me is he's rescheduled his psychosocial.
Okay, right. But I'm talking about, has he told you that he's contacted the parenting coordinator?
No,
He has not told you that.
no.
Okay. Do you know of anything going on that if he's called the parenting coordinator, that they would tell him that he cannot start any services and that he has to wait till January?
I'm unaware of that, ma'am. No.
Okay, so that's something that you can talk to him about afterwards and make an attempt to fix that.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Awesome, thank you. No further questions.
Thank you. Ms. Zavala?
On the home study for Mr. De Leon's parents, is that just for Lucas or for all three of the kids?
It's just for Lucas.
Okay. Can you forward that to me as soon as y'all have a chance?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And I pass the witness.
Thank you. Thank you. Any further witnesses, Mr. Trout?
While we're talking about it, we'll call Ms. Curtsey, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Curtsey, if I can get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Ms. Curtsey, you're the supervisor on this case, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
And we heard testimony that home study is back, but it is under review, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a timeline of when you'll be able to get that reviewed?
I believe I should. So I sent it off to my director to sign off on. It will probably be back in a week, but we do have concerns. So just to clarify, I sent it for denial, not for approval.
Okay. So there is an issue with it that once it comes back from your director, those can be addressed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Nowak?
Just real briefly, thank you so much, Judge. And Michaela, it's always good to see you. Sometimes I feel like I'm Jim Rockford here, $200 a day plus expenses, but we don't get the expenses. Any information you all can give me on my client, I sure would appreciate. And I understand Angela's going to send that to me anyway.
Absolutely. If we have anything or if we find anything in the future, we'll send it over to you.
Thank you so much, Judge. That's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Riley?
Okay, and so if I'm premature in this, then let me know. But are you free to tell us at this point in time what the issue is with Mr. De Leon's parents being this?
Yes, ma'am. I absolutely can speak to you about it. So the concern that I've been seeing on the home study is that the husband is essentially moved out of the house because he does not want to be involved, though in the home study she still listed him as a frequent visitor. So for me to be able to approve that home study, any frequent visitors of the house have to be willing to be involved in a background test. So that's the first issue. And then the second issue is still revolving around the husband. Essentially what mom is claiming on her finances is giving us a negative income ratio because she still does depend financially on her husband. So it's saying that, with all of her bills and everything that she's paying, it's in the negative, which is a concern. And we cannot, she says that her husband still financially supports her. We can't get income verification for his husband if he's not willing to be involved in the home study. So we can't say that he is getting any income or how much he's getting, any of that kind of stuff. I will say that Angela is going to speak to the family and see if there's any way that he would be willing to be involved. And if so, I marked it down to where we can always go back and open that home study and approve it if he changes his mind.
Okay, great. And that was going to be my next question. So thank you. And
Yes,
I pass the witness.
Absolutely.
Ms. Zavala, any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Trout, any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Nowak, any witnesses?
No, and I know I'm going to sound like a broken record to Michaela and Angela. I just need whatever y'all have, please get it to me. Thank you so much, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Riley, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And then Ms. Zavala.
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay. So the only question I have is, since Mr. DeLeon and his family are attempting to actually have access and possibly custody, have we done anything about getting him an AOP or a paternity test?
Not at this time. I don't know if Miss Riley has had that conversation with him yet, Your Honor, if he wants paternity testing or if he just wants to be adjudicated. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But we have not seen an AOP, Your Honor.
Miss Riley?
And I believe that we have discussed it and that he would be doing an AOP. I don't think that he thinks that a paternity test is necessary, but I'll confirm that with him and I'll get that either filed or let Mr. Trout know that we're gonna, or whoever I need to let know that we need a paternity test.
Well, I think that'd be great because that would help you more with your standing with his parents. So if you can get that, or if he wants to testify today, he can do it. That's up to you.
Yeah,
Or do you want to wait and talk to him?
well, can you put me in a breakout room briefly just to ask him that?
Sure. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
See if we got Rachel.
Yes, I will get it set up. Just 1 second.
Thank you.
You know, Daniel, sometimes when I hear Rachel's voice, it reminds me of the voice from Knight Rider. And I know I'm dating myself with Jim Rockford and Knight Rider. I'm pretty old. But
Are you saying I sound like a robot?
No, Rachel. It's just that we never see you always fix problems. That's what I'm saying, ma'am.
I like it that way because when I see all you guys in public, I can tell my husband, like, they don't know what I look like. So I can watch
love it.
everyone.
Gotcha.
Except Stacy. I've run into her a few times and I talk to her in public.
So Miss Riley, I see you're back with us. Did y'all get a chance to visit?
Yes, I don't know if my clients pop back in because I can't see it on my screen, but yes, we did talk about it. And Mr. DeLeon, although he feels confident that Lucas is his child, he would like a paternity test to make sure. And just
Probably.
and for peace of mind.
Okay.
But also, Judge, if you don't mind, he wanted to address, his father is actually with him at his house right now and could sort of hear the hearing, and has indicated that he is willing to cooperate with the agency. He did not understand the ramifications that would have on the decision to place Lucas at their home. And so he has said that he would be willing to cooperate, do whatever he needs to do. I think one of his big concerns is his English is actually not, it's not as strong. And so he just would request that they have an interpreter because he feels like that would prevent him from being able to communicate without interpreter.
Thank you. That saved a lot of time and trouble. Miss Kirksey now has some direction. So it's my understanding then that Mr. DeLeon is requesting a paternity test. So if you would get that order, please, Mr. Trout, to Judge Baker, that would be great. And then Miss Kirksey, I'm going to give you a little marching order to get an interpreter or your a Spanish-speaking worker to go out to the house and see if y'all can't get this resolved, get this child to Amarillo. Would be great. And
Yes,
then,
ma'am, absolutely.
thank you. And then Ms. Zavala, I assume you'll be in the middle of all this.
Yes, Your Honor. And while we're waiting, all 3 kids are doing very well at placement. It is a foster placement, but it's a previous foster for the older 2, and they developed a relationship with mom. So they've had regular contact with the older kids throughout, and they were present at the baby's birth. But absolutely, we need to be looking at family and looking at the home study and figuring out where we need to go from there.
Thank you very much. Okay, anything further? Let's see, Ms. Zavala, you don't have any witnesses. Okay. And then Mr. Trout, anything else? Now that we've sort of gone around.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. Then thank you very much. Then and on both cases, I believe that on the first case that we've got some issues that we've all discussed and are going to be resolved about the home study. Hopefully that will be addressed very quickly. Mr. DeLeon on that case has requested a paternity test. He has signed the plan, and I assume he has filled out the child placement forms. So in the first case, those plans will be brought forward and will be made in order of the court today. And then in the second case, I know that neither parent has been located, and so those plans are unsigned, but they will be made an order of the court today and will be brought forward. On both cases, let me remind the parties and the parents that you are to work those plans. So, Mr. De Leon, you've signed this document. It says what you have agreed to do. Now you've got to do it. If you don't, then your rights to this child could be restricted or terminated. So just please keep in touch with your worker and your attorney. Obviously, you have an attorney that's going to be very advocating for you, so that'll be great. And I think that covers all the status issues today. I do believe that the department has done all reasonable efforts at this point in time and are working on it. Anything else before the court today?
Nothing.
Not actually before the court, Judge, but if you don't mind, Vince, I think Mr. De Leon would be comfortable trying to give a number to Miss No, if you're willing to give him a number to provide to her if she reaches out to him. So just because I know you're trying to get in touch with her.
Mr. De Leon, are you ready? Have you got a pen? You have a pen?
Yeah.
Eight?
You're on mute.
I know we're on YouTube, but this is my office number.
Okay.
806. Please tell Ms. No that if she gets my voicemail to send me a text message, and I will call her back. Thank you so much, Mr. De Leon. And Judge, thanks for letting me do that.
Thank y'all very much. Have a good rest of your day. We'll go off the record.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, this is my last case with you today, and with your permission, I'll exit the virtual courtroom.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Judge. Thank you so
Daniel
much.
Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We're present ready, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Jay Michelson on behalf of Brandon Fincher, the father respondent. He is present, and I would like to make an oral motion. I guess I'll do that after announcements, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Caden.
Now you can make it. We just had one more.
Okay. Mr. Fincher would like me to make an oral motion for a continuance. He is scheduled for sentencing in his criminal cases on December 17th. And he indicates to me that he has been accepted for a program called Final Hope. And he would like to see if the court grants him permission to participate in that program. And so that would be the motion, is that he's asking for a continuance to see if he's accepted into the program.
Okay. I guess I need a little bit more information about the program. I mean, what differs it from just regular sentence to normal prison?
I think it's a behavior modification program. It's called Final Hope. It's a 2-year program. He would participate twice a week. He would work full-time at Tyson Foods, and he would reside at home, as well as comply with the conditions of probation if the court granted him a second opportunity at probation.
And then what is the department's stance on this request?
Department would oppose the continuance, Your Honor. We would ask at the most, at least a call and recess on this final, in order for Mr. Michelson and his client to have more conversations as far as a relinquishment, if he's willing to do that. But this case has been ongoing for a long time. And we would like to try to move toward permanency with the child, so we would oppose the continuance. And Judge, I'm not familiar with the program that they're speaking of. It was my understanding, just from what I've seen, that I believe state's recommendation in the criminal cases is jail time. Now the court could, I guess, rule to allow that program and not do jail time, but I know they're recessed in that hearing, and he is set to go back, I believe, on the 17th.
So that hearing has already begun.
Yes, ma'am. I believe they began that hearing before Thanksgiving, around November 19th. It looks like some testimony was taken in that revocation hearing and then recessed.
And his what he's up for revocation for, if y'all don't mind if I ask, because I don't have that file in front of me, is for what's the revocation on?
There's a revocation, there's a motion to proceed on a sexual assault charge, and there is a motion to revoke on a theft, I believe it's a theft charge. And then I believe there is also a new pending charge.
Okay. And he has a criminal attorney there in Amarillo that you're familiar with?
Yes, ma'am, I'm not sure. Let me see. I know the attorney's name. I've only met him once. I don't personally know him, but he does have an attorney here now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Can I just talk to the attorneys in a room, Rachel, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And we'll go off the record. Rachel, if you'll put him back in with his client in the room, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
If you would kindly allow me to speak to Daniel again, I think we have the matter resolved.
One more time.
I think we have it resolved.
Thank you. Thanks for your valiant effort. Please put a motion.
I will move you to room 3. Daniel, you can go back in there.
Got my court reporter over there. Mr. Trout, are you ready to go back on the record now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Okay, so we are back on the record. Oh, hold on a second. Let's wait till Father gets back in. I'm sorry. There it is. Okay, so we are back on the record. Mr. Mickelson, I know that we took a pause on your motion. At this time, I'm going to not grant that motion and allow Mr. Trout to proceed. You'll call your first witness, please.
And Judge, I'm gonna call him just a little bit out of order because Miss Wales is here and she needs to get to another meeting. So I will call Jennifer Wales to begin.
Okay. Miss Wales, if I can get you to raise your right hand, please. Who else all are you going to call? And I'll just go ahead and swear them in.
We'll call Miss Wales, Tiffany Brown, and I may end up calling Dad in this Mr. Fincher.
Okay. I don't see Amanda, but if I can get Miss Brown and Miss Wales. Do you
Mr. Fincher, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Mr. Fincher, if I can get you to raise your right hand, sir, to the best of your ability. Oh, good. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Fincher?
No.
Thank you. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Wells, would you state your name for the record, please?
Yes, my name is Jennifer Wells.
And Ms. Wells, how are you employed?
I am a probation officer for Porter County Adult Probation.
And are you familiar with Brandon Fincher?
Yes, sir.
And how are you familiar with him?
He was my client. He was placed on probation. Let me grab that screen. Sorry. He was placed on probation on May 17th of 2024, and he was assigned to me on, bear with me, I'm sorry, May 20th of 2024.
Okay. And you have had him, currently, are there revocations pending against Mr. Fincher?
Yes.
And what was he on probation for?
He was on probation for a sexual assault and a theft of property.
Okay. And Your Honor, I would ask to admit exhibits number 3 and number 4. They are the indictments and judgments and revocations and motion proceeds for those 2 cases that Ms. Wells just spoke about. They are the certified copies of those charges.
Any objections?
No objection.
Okay, 3 and 4 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes.
And Ms. Wells, at this time, you're recommending a revocation?
Yes, that's correct.
And why, what are your basis for recommending those?
Well, since the original ROV was filed back in August, our office was notified that he had committed a new offense. So we amended the original report of violation and recommended revocation due to the new offense.
Okay. And what was that new offense?
The new offense was burglary of habitation, I believe, burglary.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd ask to admit exhibit number 5. It's the indictment for the burglary of a building that was testified to. It's the certified copy of that indictment.
Any objections?
No objection?
No objection.
Thank you. 5's admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Outside of that alleged charge at this time, or indicted charge, what other reasoning was your recommendation for revocation?
Well, originally in August, we had filed the original report of violation for continued drug use and failure to complete our substance abuse treatment program with our department. The original recommendation was for ISF. That was the recommendation that I was given by counselors. But then when we received the notification of the new offense, we changed that recommendation to revocation.
And on the continued use, did Mr. Fincher, during any of your meetings, admit to you of using any drug?
Yes, at his office visit on July 17th of 2024, he admitted to me that he used meth on or about July 12th of 2024.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Mickelson, you're on mute, sir. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Ms. Wells, how long have you been a probation officer?
I've been a probation officer here for Texas for just at 3 years, actually last week.
Okay, and where were you a probation officer before?
I worked for the parole department in the state of Georgia.
Okay, and how long were you a parole officer?
Well, I worked for that department for, since in several capacities since 2012.
Okay, and you went through training to be a probation officer?
Not fully for officer position.
Okay, and how many cases do you have?
Currently, I'm sitting in the low 70s. I don't have that exact number in front of me right now. I can grab that if you need it.
Nope, just curious. I used to be a probation officer too. So, okay, so you have about 70 cases, and how often did you see Mr. Fincher?
Normally we see them once a month if there are no issues. With the drug use, he was told he needed to report to me twice a month.
Okay, and do you ever visit him out in the community, or is it always in your office?
We do attempts on home visits. However, I was unable to catch him at home.
Okay, and was he compliant with visits with you in your office?
Up until there at the end in August, around the time that the report of violation was filed.
Okay, and the first motion to proceed, that was based on positive drug use and failure to complete treatment. Was he enrolled in a treatment program?
He was.
Okay, and was that something the department was paying for, or was he paying for?
It was something that he was responsible for paying for, I believe, at least before if he was able to complete the treatment, he had to have that fee paid for before he could complete.
Okay, and so did he do that? Did he pay for it?
I'll have to get to that screen. No, he did not.
Okay, and is that the basis why he didn't complete treatment, or is there another reason?
I can only testify to records. Some of those records are just for the counselors, but it was for non-compliance and continued use.
Okay, and you previously testified that he admitted to using meth. Did you ever do a drug test on him that was positive?
Yes.
And when was that?
That drug test was administered at the beginning of June 6th. And then when he came in for the following month, he had admitted to the use, the more recent use.
So So when you testified that he had said that to you, was that his confirmation of the drug test, or was that a separate incident?
The drug test came back positive, and then when he came in to see me for his next office visit, he admitted.
Okay.
We didn't send the test for confirmation, but he admitted to use.
Okay. All right. And your recommendation is that his probation be revoked?
Correct.
Okay. And are you familiar with the Final Hope program?
I'm not.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
So,
I have no questions, Your Honor.
thank you. May this witness be excused?
I have no objection to her being excused, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Wells.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wells.
Your
Thank you.
your next witness, Mr. Trout.
I called Tiffany Brown, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Brown, you've already been sworn in.
Ms. Brown, could you state your name for the record, please?
Tiffany Brown.
And Ms. Brown, how are you employed?
I'm a permanency specialist for St. Francis Ministries
And how long have you been a permanency specialist for them?
since March of 2022.
And are you familiar with the case we're here on today?
Yes, sir.
And how are you familiar with that case?
I have been his caseworker the entirety of this case.
Okay. And how long has that been?
Since March of 2021.
And Caden is how old?
Hayden is 4 now.
So far, the vast majority of his life, he's been in care. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There was a final order in the original case, and then we refiled for a modification in this. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell me why we went for a modification on this? What was Dad required to do at the end of the last hearing?
We were actually looking at increasing visitation, working towards reunification. However, Brandon got into a motorcycle accident where he was not at fault. He was the victim, and we had not heard or seen from him since July of last year.
And when did you end up finally seeing him again?
I believe August of this year. He is incarcerated at Randall County.
And so from July of 23 until August of 24, you had no contact with him?
I did speak to him briefly over the phone in October of 2023 while I was at his grandmother's house. Outside of that, no contact.
Okay. And were you making efforts every month to do that?
Yes, I've seen his grandmother. Talked to his sister, talked to his biological mother.
Did you know where he was living?
No, sir. I was told that he was no longer living with his grandmother, but I did not get a good address for him.
Okay. Were phone numbers or emails that you had for him, were those working?
I made text messages. I still sent him sent text messages every month to drug screen. I did talk to the DA's office in Randall County to see the status of his criminal case. I talked to the bail's bondsman to see if they had a different address or telephone number, and all of the information that we had matched and were the same.
And did you run any other type of finders reports or any type of to find new addresses, see if anything else popped up?
We did a search on True People. All of the information was the same. Nothing current in Amarillo.
In the final order from the last case, was Dad ordered to continue working services from his original or any amended service plans?
Yes.
And visitations were set up, and that is part of the service also, was it?
Yes.
Did you receive what I sent out in the exhibits?
Yes, sir.
Do you have exhibit number 1?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell me, do you recognize that document?
This is a order of termination and final order in suit affecting parent-child relationship.
Okay. And is this for Caden Finn case?
Yes, sir.
And was it filed with the court in October of 2022?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I'd ask to admit the final order. This is a certified copy of the final order from this suit that was originally entered by this court.
That'll be admitted, Exhibit 1.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, back in the original case, Dad was ordered service plans, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Dad signed service plans at that time.
Yes, sir.
And did he work through some services?
Yes, sir. The majority of them.
Okay. Did you receive what I sent out, exhibit number 2?
Yes.
And can you tell me what exhibit number 2 is?
It is a family plan of service. It was filed in April of 2021.
And is this a accurate copy of the service plans that Mr. Fincher signed?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd ask to admit exhibit number 2 is the certified copy of the original service plans.
2 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And as Ms. Brown, exhibit number 6, did you receive that?
Yes, sir.
And what is that exhibit?
This is the most recent service plan.
And these were filed, these were actually came through the filing today, but these are service plans that were filed into this case.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And these, for the most part, they are fairly similar to the original service plans, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, I would ask to admit exhibit number 6 is the copy of the filed service plans in this case.
I'm gonna have to ask if there's any objections. It was
Yes,
just
ma'am.
filed.
Yes, ma'am.
The
I have
objection,
no objection.
No objection.
okay. 6 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Brown, during this case, Dad was, and one of the other reasons for refiling a modification asked for termination on Mr. Fincher was due to constructive abandonment. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And was Dad working with his services in order to see the child?
Yes, sir.
When did that stop?
In July of 2023.
Has Dad seen Caden since July of 2023?
No, sir.
Can you tell us why those visitations stopped?
The visits were ordered to increase over time until we could get him back in the home. However, there were a lot of canceled visits. The driver would show up to pick up Caden, and Dad would not be present, so we would have to take Caden back. And so we made the decision to ask that Dad confirm the visit before we set up transportation, so that we were not wasting a resource. Dad had not called to confirm any visits after we had set that in play. And then we just didn't set up any visits after that.
And were you able to get up with Dad after that?
When I talked to him in October over the telephone, he said that it was my fault because I had not brought Caden back to see him. And I reminded him that he was supposed to call and confirm the visit before the visit was executed, because we were having drivers set up to take Caden. However, they were being canceled on at the last minute, and that was not fair to the drivers because that's a resource that we could use for another family.
Okay. And how far was Caden having to be transported to make these visits?
From Claude to Amarillo.
Okay. And how far, just for the record, how far of a drive is that?
Maybe 25-30 minutes.
Okay. Each way?
Yes, sir.
And was that getting increasingly hard on Caden to be transported that many times with visits being canceled once you got here?
Yes.
After your October phone call with Dad, did he call to set up the visit and to make sure that the visit was going?
No, sir.
When did you hear from Dad after October of 23?
When I went to see him in Randall County in August of this year.
Okay. So in that time, from October of 23 until August of 24, Dad didn't reach out to you for a visit?
No,
Did he call and check on Caden?
no. I even sent emails as well because Caden had surgery to get tubes put in his ear. He also got fitted for a hearing aid. No response from Dad from email either.
Would Dad have been allowed to attend the medical appointments had he been reaching out?
Yes, he had attended the vision appointment that was set up for Caden. Because we were working reunification, we were highly encouraging him to attend appointments so that he would be able to take over Caden's care.
Okay. So since the final hearing, the prior final order up until now, we were working toward reunification, not just working a case. We're working to try to get the child back in Dad's home.
Correct.
And Dad just kind of fell off.
Correct.
Since then, since you've been back in contact with him, has he stated why?
So what he reported to me when I talked to him in August is that when he got into the accident, they put him in the ambulance and they shot him with fentanyl. And he said that he had not been right since then. He had been at home, he was not working, he was depressed, and he just couldn't get back on track.
Did he
And
state? Oh, I'm sorry.
So and I acknowledge that, he is an addict. But I also let him know that he did not reach out for any help either.
During your time on the case, does Dad still have your current contact information?
Yes. In fact, when I left from seeing him in August, he told me he had the same number.
Okay. And to your knowledge, do you know whether he has or have you ever given him the office number to St. Francis?
Sir.
I'm sorry. You cut out at the beginning.
No, sir. I have a direct cell phone number through the company.
Do you have a business card that has the address or the phone number of your office?
I do have a business card.
Okay. Have you ever given him a copy of that?
I don't recall.
Okay. But you can find St. Francis office online if you search it. Is that correct?
Yes, he's been to the office. When he left jail the first time, he came straight to the office once he was released.
Okay, so he's aware of where the office is.
Yes.
And at any time during this, when he was struggling, did he ever reach out to see if there was a program y'all could help provide or any type of help or assistance?
He did not.
As part of the service plans, was Dad required to continue drug screening for the department?
Yes, sir.
When was the last time Dad drug screened for you?
I believe in June of 2023.
Have you attempted to send him since then?
Yes.
Has he shown up for those drug screens?
No, sir.
Have you, when a client doesn't show up for drug screens, are those considered presumed positives?
Yes, sir.
How often do you know how many times you've tried to send them, or you have sent a message to him to go?
At least once a month.
So once a month for the last year and a half?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he has not gone since June of 23.
Correct.
Did you ever discuss any drug use with Dad?
Yes.
Since you've been back in contact with him, have y'all had a discussion of his drug use?
Yes.
Has he admitted to you that he used?
In his words, he just said that he fell off. That's it.
Okay. Would he need to complete another OSAR, or would you have asked him to complete another OSAR due to the relapses?
Yes, sir.
But he was already incarcerated before you were able to find him.
Yes.
Are there any other, besides the clean and sober lifestyle, and the drug screening during, what other services did Dad need to do for you?
Visitation is a service that's on his service plan. So is keeping in contact. So is providing any changes in address or telephone number or anything. Other than that, he had completed his individual therapy. He completed most of his services. He did his BIP assessment, but was advised by counsel at that time not to admit to anything because of his open criminal case. So they recommended no further services through their program.
And since then, you heard the Ms. Wells testify earlier, since then he has admitted to relapsing.
Yes, sir.
And that he had, by her testimony, had given a positive drug screen for probation.
Yes, sir.
Now, as we discussed earlier, Caden's been in care for about 3.5 years.
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it's in the child's best interest to have some permanency?
I do.
We've been in this case, like I said, 3.5 years. Do you believe that at this time Dad can provide the necessities for the child?
I do not.
And the department has throughout this whole time been willing to work with Dad to try to reunify. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was in fact the plan.
Yes, sir.
And that was the plan up until Dad disappeared on the department.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe it's in the child's best interest at this time to terminate the parental rights of Mr. Fincher based upon his failure to work services and his constructive abandonment of the child?
Yes, sir.
And that based upon his currently incarcerated and pending charges that he has let me think how to say this. He has acted in a way that could put the child in a physical or emotional harm.
Yes, sir.
And do you believe that it would be in the best interest of the child to terminate the parental rights?
Yes, sir.
Is he with a foster family at this time?
Yes, sir.
And is it their hopes that he is available to adopt and that is their plan?
Yes, sir.
And you believe that would be in the child's best interest?
Yes, sir.
Is he bonded with that family?
Yes, sir.
Do they provide for all of his needs?
Yes, sir.
Medically and emotionally?
Yes, sir.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Mickelson?
Thank you. You testified that the child's been in custody and care for 3.5 years. And that as far as the timeline goes, it sounds like Mr. Fincher has been unaccounted for approximately 11 months. So for 2.5 years, was Mr. Fincher engaged with his child while he was in care?
No, sir.
Okay. When did Mr. Fincher become engaged with his son?
A few months before the last termination hearing, Brandon was incarcerated for the first part of the case. He was released. He worked services. He started getting visitation, and then he fell off last July, and he's currently incarcerated again.
So from the time he was released to the time he was unaccounted for, how much time was he engaged with his son?
It was 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
I believe.
Right. And you indicated that the family service plan was created in 21. Did he complete, I guess, I'm not sure how to say this. So the services that he didn't complete were on the advice of counsel?
He completed that services. So the service is a BIP assessment. They go and take the assessment,
And based off of what the assessor, they report to the assessor, they make a recommendation for services or not. It was returned as a no recommendation for services as there was no buy-in from the client.
Okay. So as far as the initial organization of the plan, he completed those services?
The services that required a service provider, yes. Some
Okay. And
services he is required to be accountable for.
Okay. And was his family service plan ever reviewed and modified?
It was reviewed at the beginning of the case and it stayed the same throughout the case.
Okay. And you indicated that he was involved in an accident with a motorcycle accident. Was that during the 11-month period where he was unaccounted for?
No, sir. This happened when he was engaged in services and having active visitation.
Okay. And was that a fairly serious accident, or was it something where he was treated and released?
He was hospitalized for a few days and then released.
Okay. And you indicated that even though you weren't speaking with Mr. Fincher, you had contact with his family?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did Mr. Fincher ever give you an explanation of why he was difficult to reach?
No, sir.
Okay. And you indicated in October was your last conversation with him?
A phone in that time, yes. I last spoke with him a few weeks ago before
Okay.
Thanksgiving.
Was that while he was in custody or before he was in custody?
While in custody.
Okay. Did he have any contact with you prior to that while he was not in custody?
No, sir.
Okay. And you indicated that his family didn't know his whereabouts?
No, sir. If they did, they did not report it to me.
Okay. And the bondsman wasn't aware of his whereabouts?
They still had the grandmother's address on Tucson.
Okay. But otherwise, the information matched your information?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when you talked to him about the conclusion of his visits, those visits weren't suspended by the court, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, it was a policy decision by the department based on his failure to confirm transportation or visits.
To my knowledge, we never stopped the visits. He just didn't engage in the visits.
Okay. And when you had that conversation with him in October where he blamed you for the circumstances, did you explain to him how he could resume those visits?
I let him know that it's his responsibility to be in touch with me and that he needed to continue to drug screen and let me know about his visits.
Okay, but did you tell him how to resume his visits?
Yes, that he was supposed to be calling me to confirm the visits.
Okay. When did he tell you about the fentanyl issue where he said that he hadn't been right since he had been treated with that?
In August of 24.
Okay. And did you counsel him about services or his need for services?
Yes, I let him know that he could have reached out if he needed help.
Okay. Did you tell him that treatment was still available to him?
Yes.
Okay. And what did he tell you?
He didn't say anything.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Zavala.
My math is correct. Has Dad not seen Caden in 1 year and 5 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And he's been in the home that he is now for 2 years and 5 months.
Yes, ma'am.
pretty early on, we were able to determine that Caden had some speech issues and some hearing issues, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so during the time that Brandon was involved, he was aware that there was going to be further evaluation and that Caden needed a lot of intervention.
Yes, ma'am.
When you reached out to him and let him know that Caden was having surgery and that he was getting a hearing aid, there was no response.
Correct.
And foster family has had to travel multiple times to the DFW area for evaluation for him.
Yes, ma'am. They're getting ready to travel again for follow-up.
And they've been on top of every medical need and the regular speech therapy that he's had to get.
Yes, ma'am.
And how is his speech now?
Caden can talk your ear off now. He can hold a conversation. He can remember things, point things out. He's awesome.
He's really thrived where he is, correct?
He really has, yes.
I'll pass the witness.
Anything further, Mr. Trout?
Nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Mickelson, any other redirect to this witness?
No questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Trout, your next witness.
I'll call Dad for a short period, Your Honor.
Okay, you've already been sworn in, sir. You may proceed. And let me remind you, I'm sure that Mr. Mickelson has done this, of your Fifth Amendment right. You do not have to answer any questions that could be used against you in your criminal cases. So if you have a doubt about that or you see your attorney waving frantically at you, please pause and wait to see if he's telling you not to answer that, okay?
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Mr. Fincher, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you need me to speak up, just tell me.
No, you're fine.
Can you tell us why you, throughout the last 15 months or 16 months, you have not, did not reach out to get visits with your child?
Okay, the last court session, to be completely honest with you, the last court session came to me as a little bit of a disappointment between me and Tiffany. Tiffany has pumped it up as to go ahead and ask the judge to put Caden in my care. And then upon me asking the judge, which in the last court date, once I asked that, I was immediately let down, and Tiffany refused, or not, she lied under oath saying that the reason why she felt like it was a bad recognition was because of the simple fact that I had a sexual assault with a child, which is not correct.
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance, I asked, does not the answer to the question I asked.
Maybe you need to be a little more specific,
Yes,
Mr. Trout. Redirect that.
Mr. Fincher, did you, from July of 2023 until you were incarcerated in August of 24, did you call Ms. Brown and request a visit with your child?
My visits didn't come upon request, sir. My visits came. She told me in per text messages that if I was to cancel my request, to let me know 48 hours before. That is what she told me.
Were you supposed to confirm your visits?
No.
Prior to?
No, I was not.
You were never told to confirm your visit? I
was not. My visits came on Tuesday and Thursday. If I was not available for the visit, she told me to let her know 24 hours and before.
When the first visit didn't happen, did you call and ask where your visit was?
The first visit came across the street at an unknown address that I immediately pulled over to my house.
Did you, when the first visit did not happen, did you call and ask why your visits weren't happening?
I don't remember.
Did you do that for the next 11 months or 12 months? Did you call each month and ask why your visits weren't happening?
Me and Tiffany got into a shuffle because of the simple fact that I had just gotten to a
objection, Your Honor, non-responsive.
Sustained.
Mr. Fincher, did you call each month to ask for your visits with your child?
No,
You are currently you have pled guilty to 2 felony charges, is that correct?
yes,
Okay. And you are in jail waiting on your on a revocation, correct?
yes.
Okay. Do you know what kind of prison time you would be looking at if you were sentenced?
From my understanding, sir, I have a chance for the Final Hope program with Tony Rodriguez.
Okay. If you don't get that, do you know what type of jail time you are looking at?
To my understanding, yes, sir.
What is that?
It's 5 to 99, sir.
5 to 99?
Yes, sir.
Is that due to enhancements and having prior felony cases?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Mickelson.
Thank you. Mr. Fincher, when you were told about the visitation expectations from the department, was that a verbal statement or did they give that to you in writing?
Explain.
What's that?
Explain. It was a verbal, to my knowledge. I'm not sure.
You never got that in writing.
No. For it changed pretty frequently. As I proceeded with my program or with the treatment plan and all this stuff, the judge just made it where I could have more visitation time. So, but nothing came on paper, sir.
Okay. Was it your impression that your visits would continue unless you called and canceled your appointment?
Yes.
Okay. And that is, based on the testimony of the department today, was not their impression, correct?
Right.
Did you two ever sit down and try to reconcile that difference?
Through the no.
Okay. Did you ever say, clear this up for me because this is the way I'm thinking about it?
This was after I got back into my addiction, sir, and with this, I didn't feel as if Tiffany was my for me.
Objection, non-responsive, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Zavala.
Do you agree that it's been a year and 5 months or so since you've seen your child?
Yes, ma'am.
How long should Caden have to wait?
He shouldn't.
So when you got mad at Tiffany, the response was just to stop communication with your child.
I began trying to reach out to see what better opportunities I could do because I was not appointed an attorney on that case. My attorney got dropped. The judge said that there was no need for an attorney. My attorney got dropped, so there was nobody to talk to represent me other than Tiffany herself.
I pass the witness.
Mr. Trout, any further questions?
Few questions, Your Honor. Mr. Fincher, you said nobody was there to represent you. We had hearings on this case about every 6 months, correct?
Yes, sir.
How many of those hearings did you appear?
I don't believe I missed one.
Okay. Did you ask the court to clear up these issues you said you had?
I brought it to the judge's attention last time that, well, the last court was whenever I really felt abandoned in them terms.
And you stated a while ago you were when you were back in your addiction.
Yes.
How long have you been back into your addiction?
Well, after my wreck, I was after I did not had no choice of them hitting with me with fentanyl. I was at the house on LOA from Tyson. I worked full time at Tyson, and I led myself back into my addiction.
When was that?
This was, I believe, August.
Of 2023?
Yes, sir.
So have you been using continuously since August of 2023?
Sir.
Okay. Did you reach out to Tiffany to ask for any help during that time?
I didn't feel as if Tiffany was for me, sir.
Did you reach out?
No.
As part of those service plans and your original plans was to live a drug-free lifestyle, is that correct?
Sir.
Okay. And to drug screen.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the answer on that one.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Thank you.
And you haven't, part of your service plans also is to drug screen for the department, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you haven't drug screened in the last over a year.
No, sir.
Okay. You did that knowing that those were part of your service plans, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you did not follow those service plans.
No, sir.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Mickelson, any further questions?
Just a couple. Brandon, you said you felt abandoned and that she wasn't for you. Tiffany, that is. Did you ever tell the judge that?
This became upon the I want to say the last court hearing was a month or two prior to my accident.
Okay.
So I didn't know.
All right.
Go ahead.
Did you ever ask the judge, say, things do not appear to be going well for me, I need an attorney? Did you ever say that?
I didn't see the judge again after that.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Zavala, any questions?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Trout, of this witness?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Mickelson, do you want to reserve the right to call your witnesses as your witness later on?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have any other witnesses, Mr. Trout?
No other witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Mickelson, any witnesses for you, sir?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Zavala, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay. Do we have any closing arguments?
I would make an argument, Your Honor, just based upon the fact that the department was set to work with Mr. Fincher in order to work toward reunification, even with the pending charges at the time. Mr. Fincher, by his own admittance, fell off and quit contacting his worker. He knew he was supposed to remain drug-free. He knew he was supposed to drug screen for the department. He knew he had visits with his child, and he, for over the last year, has failed to do any of those services, to reach out, to try to set up his visits, to tell the worker where he was living, or to reach back out to the worker when she continued to reach out to him. He is currently incarcerated and has been for the last 4 or 5 months. The child has been in care for 3.5 years. It is time for the child to have some permanency. He's with a family that has bonded with him, who cares for him, and who wants to make him a part of their family. And we would ask that at this time, the department be made continue as permanent managing conservatorship and the father's rights terminated in order to get this child some permanency.
Thank you, Mr. Fincher. I'm sorry, Mr. Mickelson.
Thank you. I would ask the court to take it under advisement, this case, and suspend your decision until I have an opportunity to speak with Mr. Fincher about potentially relinquishing his rights.
Did you want to reopen and ask him that on the record so that I have that in front of me? That probably would be wise. I don't have anything before the court at this point that even hints at a voluntary relinquishment.
Well, it's a good thing I reserved my right, huh?
Yes, sir, it is. I sort of threw that one out there for you.
Yes, you did. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So you'd like to recall your client?
I would.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Mr. Fincher, you've heard the testimony today, and prior to testimony today, it was your opinion that you would like to relinquish your rights to Caden based on your unknowing of what's going to occur on the 17th of December. Is that still your position?
Yes.
And so you would desire to relinquish your rights to Caden?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Any questions, Mr. Trout?
I have no questions for
Ms. Zavala? Thank you. Okay. Anything further, Mr. Mickelson?
Just that I would re-urge the court to take it under advisement.
Thank you. Ms. Zavala, any final words?
Your Honor, Caden's been waiting basically his entire life. It's time to let him move on. It is in his best interest for the parental rights to be terminated for dad, whether that is by relinquishment or through the testimony today. It is in Caden's best interest that that happen.
Thank you. Is there any objection from the department or from the ad litem that the court allow that period of time for a voluntary relinquishment to be signed?
I'm Ms. Vol. I didn't know if you were supposed to speak. I didn't want to talk over you.
I don't have an objection as long as it's a limited time frame. I just would hate for this to linger on and on and on.
Oh, don't worry about that.
No, Your Honor, I don't have any objection to that. The department's always willing to allow a parent to relinquish when we get to this point if they think that's in the best interest. We have sent a copy of one to Mr. Mickelson already in order to be able to go over that with his client, and if his client chooses to sign that.
Mr. Fincher is still located in Randall County, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Mr. Mickelson, I'm going to assume that's within your range of your scope to get over to possibly to Randall County to visit with your client.
Yes, ma'am. I will be over there on Monday. In the meantime, I'm going to contact the jail to see what logistics I need to arrange for executing the relinquishment.
Right, a notary and 2 witnesses.
Right.
Okay.
Whether the jail would provide those or whether they have to be extraneous people. So.
Okay, thanks. So you believe that you could have this executed before by the 1st of the year, by January 1st?
It's my hope.
Okay. All right. Then what this court will do is take the final decision under advisement pending the voluntary relinquishment being submitted. I will state on the record, though, so that that is part of the record, that if that is not executed, that the court will then issue a letter stating that the grounds of 161.001B1N and O would be the grounds if a voluntary relinquishment is not received, which is, of course, the K ground. I would also say that it's in the best interest under 161.001B2, just so that it's on the record. So we're all clear. This is a termination we're allowing the father the opportunity to do it voluntarily, so that hopefully someday that will help with him and his son if he does attempt to reconcile.
In your honor, you asked about by the end of the year, do we have a set date of when we?
When are we back in? Let me look at my calendar. What's the first day we're back from holidays?
I believe the 2nd is the first day back.
Okay. So I would expect that to be done by January the 2nd, Mr. Mickelson. And then Mr. Trout would notify me, and I could just basically send an email with my ruling to all of y'all. Or then if you'll tickle that, Mr. Trout, if you will let me know on the 2nd, if not before,
Yes,
which has occurred.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then so we will take it under I will take it under advisement. Just for the record, the placement review after final order hearing in this case will be set for February the 27th at 9 a.m. And I don't think I have anything further at this point except to clarify which ground would be used, and then name the department the permanent managing conservator.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything that I'm missing there from anybody? Remember, I'm an overtired judge, so y'all tell me if I'm slipping here, but I think I'm on solid ground.
I believe we're good until we have to reconvene or our ruling comes down, Your Honor.
Okay. And then Rachel has my email address, or it's on here, and y'all can of course contact me at any time, but I'll expect to hear prior to or by the 2nd of January from Mr. Trout.
Yes, ma'am.